Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I know you've been really excited for the next video. Not quite as excited as I was though, but today we'll be having this 2014 Ford E250, and I've had this van for quite some time. The history behind this van is I used to work for a guy named Philip. He sold it to me for $2,800 with some issues. The driver's side door was bad. I had to replace that. The fender, I didn't really replace it, I just fixed it. And the power steering gearbox was bad as well. Also, the transmission had a leak, and when I pulled it off, tried to fix the leak, replaced the front seal on the oil pump, replaced that seal. I put it back in and it wouldn't want to drive. So, but yeah, the reason why it wouldn't want to drive, my thought is that I didn't put enough fluid in it, and that wasn't enough for the oil pump to actually build up the pressure. And I thought maybe give it some more throttle and it'll fix it, but actually what I did, I just burnt the clutches, so I had to rebuild it. And when I rebuilt it, I messed something up, and it didn't want to work. So that's why I got a new one. So I bought a new used transmission from an F-150. The way you can determine if it's a 4R75E or if it's a 4R75W is 4R75Es, they'll have a second speed sensor right here. Here's one, and here's the second one. This one will be almost right over this thing. Y'all got it on the stand, looking good. This stand I got for like 20 bucks off of a marketplace, and it's home built. Like, it's really cool. You can see that it adjusts and stuff. Like, it's really nice. So this transmission supposedly has 150,000 miles, but the oil pump looks really clean. I don't know if it's been rebuilt at some point, but if it has been, it's really good. I'm happy with it. And so this is the original Ford reusable gasket, so nobody actually did any service on it. And this thing, it kind of goes right here. I think I don't actually know what it's for, but I know it plugs this hole, and then whenever they put the dipstick in, they push it through, and whenever the next stack takes it apart and like services it, he just takes it out. It's not really needed. So okay, well, oil pan is off. This is what Magna looks like. Honestly, I don't think that's really good. So yeah, I'm just gonna put the oil filter in right here and put that pan on real quick, and this transmission can go in. Alright, well, here's the transmission that we have to take off. Basically, first step will be just draining it, so I'll take those bolts off of the back, and then until it starts draining into this box right here. As you can tell, it's on these beautiful stumps right here, super safe. After you drain it, you want to disconnect these two lines. It's for cooling. Then you have a starter, you have the drive shaft bolts, also we have the torque converter right there, 4 nuts, and then you have this brace, and then you have these actual bolts that hold it to the block, and that should be it. Okay, so this gear select linkage should be able to just push it out with a flathead screwdriver. Usually super simple. This is what I'm using. Take the transmission off. Make like this kind of bracket, I guess. Goes on the, it's for that little notch on the bottom. And then on the top, I have a ratchet strap just to kind of lower it slowly, just in case it falls. I don't think it will, but just in case. bolt. It's off. Alright, also here's the plan. Basically, I've got it on straps. I'll strap it up until I can get the tail of the transmission up on the exhaust pipe right here. Because if I try to lift it straight up, the housing will be hitting the flex plate, or the tail will be hitting that. So you gotta get it up first, then put the torque converter in and lift it all the way up. It's about the right height, about the right angle, so it doesn't fall off. So you need, whenever you put it in, you need 3 clicks. You need this one, and the one in there. You can see it's like all the way in there. There's like a straight edge. It's for these grooves right here. So these have to go in. This one and this one. Okay, so this is what you want it to look like. Basically, these studs, you want them to be like, I don't know, half an inch inside the housing. So this is all the way seated. You grab this end of the stick and you just move it forward to close the gap. Same with this side. Just grab it, move it forward. Alright, so basically, as you can tell, transmission is almost seated, but one little detail is that 5.4 and 4.6s do have different transmission housing, so this gotta come off. I actually tried rebuilding it like 6 times now, and every time I put her in, it makes that noise like something metal on metal is grinding. So I'll look into it and see if there's any damage in it. For now, I'm stripping it down, I think all the way. Then I'll look at the blueprint thingy online. I'll show you later. I'll look at that thing and see exactly what goes after what, and then I'll probably watch some, do some research basically before I actually work on it. But for now, I'll pop the pan, I'll take valve body off, I'll take the transmission fluid pump off, and we'll go from there basically. Okay, so take the pan off, take the filter off, make sure this gasket comes off with it so it doesn't get stuck. Now, when taking the valve body off, obviously take the harness off. Next step will be taking all of these 8mm bolts off. The ones on this great plate, you can tell all of these 8mm. You don't have to take these off, just these. All of these will be a little longer than these, so make sure they go in the right spot. You can't really mess it up, just telling you that the ones that are on this plate will be longer than the ones along the valve body itself. Alright, so after you take the bolts out, you'll see that this one and this one, they have threads in them. So basically, a while ago, maybe like a year or maybe 2 years, I don't know how long I made this thing, this bolt and this bolt, they go into those holes. These walls are awful, but they go into those holes, and then you tighten them and it pulls the pump out basically slowly, but at least it doesn't damage it. I know there are multiple ways you can do it, but this is the way I do it. So yeah. Alright, so the transmission is out of the case. This is basically the whole transmission that you're looking at, except for output shaft is still in there. Basically, what I found, I looked through the drive drum and it wasn't assembled properly, so I think that was my issue. So I'll show you real quick what was the issue, and I'll go back and put everything in. I'll still have a few things that I have to do with it. I need to put a helicoil in here. I stripped it a little bit, but it's no big deal. It's all fixable. So As long as that is my issue, I'm happy. Okay, it's not hard to fix. Alright, so here we got the drive drum assembly. It's connected to the input shaft. This is the good one. This is the bad one from the transmission that I bought. Basically, this is the transmission that I bought, and you can hear it. See this notch? It's not supposed to be there. Basically, the whole transmission is junk. Basically, the whole transmission got super hot. You see this snap ring? It's not supposed to be like this. It came off, so it got super hot. This is basically a pile of junk that I bought, and now I'll show you what was the issue with my drive assembly. Alright, so first I'll show you what it looks like, what it's made of. It's got a snap ring. Take the snap ring off. Now flip it over. And then you have this plate. See this? It's wavy. It's supposed to be like that. It's a spring, and this spring will go right on top of this piston. This is a piston. It gets pushed up with the fluid when valve body tells it to push it up. That's what it does. So this is the first thing that you want to put in. Second thing, you put a steel, and then plate. The clutch. Then you put all of these in. Basically, so it will be steel clutch, steel clutch, steel clutch, all the way till the end, till the last plate. The last plate will be this thick, this guy, and it goes flat. See this flat surface? This one's got a lip. The lip goes up. Okay. Lip goes up, this flat surface goes on top of the clutch. Okay, and this is where you end up with. See that gap? It's barely any gap. See, you usually want like just a small little step down, and it's almost perfect. This is just enough for it to engage and to be riding smoothly, you know what I mean? Now you put the snap ring in, and it's done. Okay, now what I had this thick plate on the bottom and the wavy plate on the top. Obviously it's not gonna work. I don't know what I was thinking, but this is the way you want it. Okay. And something I forgot to mention, this is a snap ring. You gotta put her in, okay? Don't forget, because I just did. Okay, so when you get to this point, you will want to put this band in, the one that looks like this. Alright, so the reason for that band to go in now is because next thing will be this. I have no idea what it's called, but basically this thing goes after that. And if you put that thing in first, then the band is not going to fit over it. And then, so basically what it does is, this is the piston, servo piston. And you can see it moving, right? You can see it engaging. Let me zoom in a little bit. So this is what it does. It basically squeezes the band. I think it's called an overdrive band, but I'm not a professional. So fluid gets pumped into this one. It squeezes it, so you want to make sure it's actually doing something when you do it. So double check. You can go ahead and put this one in, to be honest with you. Just that goes in, and then you grab this one, and it'll be facing out like this, so the dimples go in. Wait, see, and it goes out like that. Push it in and put the snap ring in, and then we can keep assembling. Okay, next one is this one, not that one. This one, you see this round opening and see this square opening. This round opening goes like that. So round opening, it goes through this one, and then the square opening is for the speed sensor right there. Next step, you need this rattle clip. It goes right here. Okay, it might be a little struggle to get it in, but you have to make sure that it's even on both sides and push it all the way down. Okay, get this thing. Make sure there is a bearing. I mean, there will be a bearing on the bottom. Make sure this has a bearing on top of it. Wiggle it in. Okay, it's in. Goes both ways freely, and then you want this thing. Okay. Now this thing goes in. It's in. Let me check. Right now it's in. Both ways. Bearing on top of it. Grab this guy. Okay. Now this pin. Drop it in. Oh, it's not supposed to be moving. The outside will be moving. Now, after this, basically you get the input shaft. You're gonna need the input shaft, and those guys have to line up. These are lining up with this gear, okay? Okay, at this point, after you put the input shaft in, you should be able to twist it both ways by hand, okay? Without it catching, without it grinding, you should be just able to twist it both ways, okay? Okay, next thing that goes in is the reverse drum. I won't be able to do it with one hand, so this goes in. Same thing, clutches, gear, clutches going over the gear, and then you put the reverse band. So let's do that real quick. All right, so that's in, and the reverse drum, it has 3 clutches, so you want to make sure you hear 3 clicks when you put it in. Now see those, right? The things that's supposed to align, those ears and the notches. Basically, when you put it in, this is your reverse drum. It'll stop approximately, see where that notch is? I mean, this is not good, but this is approximately where it will stop, okay? So it's all the way down because I don't have input shaft in. I don't have input shaft in, but with the input shaft, it will stop somewhere like right here. So as long as it's inside of these ears, as soon as it gets inside, you need one more click and it will stop right here. Just want to make sure you put it all the way, okay? Now that we have the reverse band in right here, see how loose this is? So if you keep putting stuff in, you won't be able to put the servo in. So right now, you have to, at this point, you have to make sure you put the servo in. Okay, it will be looking like this guy. And put her in, make sure it's actually engaging and stuff. Make sure it's in, and after you put the servo, this top one, after you put this one in, snap ring, now after that you can keep assembling it. I all just got a package today, so what I'm gonna do is change these check balls. I got a package with check balls. I got some gaskets, and I have front palm gasket, and I have the extension seal gasket. So not a gasket, it's a seal. This is black one is the old one, the yellow one is the new one. You can't really tell, but like over time, basically these check balls, they get brittle, they can break, they can get smaller and then start leaking pressure. So usually you want to change them. I have 8 of them, and they gave me, I think, 9 or 10, so I'm good on this. So it's super simple, doesn't take much, might as well. It's only 10 bucks, so that's what I'm gonna do now. I know Volt Buddy is good to go. we got to this point now. Friction plates, the steels are in, rattle clip in, put the spring in, and basically all that's left is to put the oil pump in. I got the gasket, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do before I put the valve body on. Okay, oil pump is on. Your valve body is ready to go on. Before you put the gasket on, this is the filter. You want to put it like that, okay? I mean, that's not the actual oil filter, but that's one of them, a small one. I don't know what it's for, but just put it in place. Don't forget. And gasket goes on. Put some transmission fluid on it, and then just drop the valve body carefully. Okay. All right, everything is on, plugged in, looking good. Everything's tight now. Oh, I got the oil filter. Gotta put the oil pan on, and well, at this point everything is good and ready to go inside the van. Even the seal, I did not think I was gonna put it in today. Tonight, but it's in. Next thing you're gonna see is me putting it in the van. So I just pray that everything is good and right inside of there, so it shifts and it doesn't make any more of those grinding noises. So yeah, let's go. Oh y'all, so this is it. Time to put some fluid in it. Everything is in, but you can tell it's been sitting for a while, so we'll see if it even starts, because it's been sitting for about a year. So but now I'll just put some fluid in it and crank it a few times and see if it actually starts sounding like a good transmission and starts moving by its own power. So basically my flex plate was bent. That's why you hear those grinding noises. I asked my dad to take a look. I pulled the transmission off again. He looked at it, he said it's bent. Get a new one. I got a new one for like 50 bucks. Put it back in, and in the next few videos you will see me driving it. Normally it's working great, shit's good, so. Okay, as you could see, the transmission shifts, the van drives. It takes a minute for it to like relearn and stuff, because I had to reset it with the scanning tool. I had to reset the transmission so it starts learning again. But praise God for that, because I had no clue what I was doing. I was kind of learning as I went, so praise God, it all worked out. My next goal is to finish it completely. There are still a few things that I have to fix. Finish it completely, list it for sale, and sell it, and maybe get a next project. A beautiful sky. Alright, let's get to the point now. The reason why I'm doing this, or like big part of the reason why I'm doing this, is because I want to share the gospel. The other one is because I always wanted to do some stuff on YouTube. Now I'm gonna tell you about the prodigal son. Basically, Jesus, he's telling this story about the prodigal son. He says there was a man and he had 2 sons, and the younger one, he said, give me my part of the inheritance, I want to take it. Basically, sell everything, half of everything that you own, and give me the money. He took the money, he went to a country like really far. He spent all his money on prodigal living. So basically, like woman, whatever, I don't know what he was buying, but he spent all the money. Then the famine comes in that country, and he has nothing. He goes and he asks one of the citizens from that country to give him a job, and that guy, he sends him to the field to basically like be a shepherd, I guess, for swine, pigs. And he goes and he was so hungry, he wanted to eat stuff that pigs were eating. Basically, he was so desperate, he had no money, he had no food, and it says when he came to himself, basically when he came to his senses, when he woke up from that dream that he was having, he snapped out of it, and he was like, my dad, he has so many servants, and all of those servants, they have plenty of food. Like they're not hungry, they don't live like me. And basically he went back, he said to himself, like, I will go to my father and I'll tell him, I've sinned against you, and I don't deserve to be called your son anymore. I want to be your servant at least. And he drops it all. He goes to his father, and it says when his father still saw him from afar, he ran towards him. He fell on his neck, and he kissed him because that's his son. And he said, his son told him like, yo, I sinned against you. I don't deserve to be called your son anymore, to be your son. And he tells his servants, like, bring me the best clothes, bring me the best ring, and like go and make the best meal, because my son, he was dead and he is alive. Basically, the moral is that when we sin, we separate ourselves from God, and we are becoming the prodigal son that walk away from God and abusing, I don't know if we can say that, like using his mercies for ourselves and like not living for him. So when we repent and we come to our senses and we go back to him, he runs towards us. It says in James chapter 4, it says in verse 8, draw near to God and he will draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded. Also it says resist the devil and he will flee from you. So see, basically when we repent and when we go to our Father, he forgives us, he does not judge us, and basically that's the whole point of our life, to live for him. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you didn't like it, then wait for the next video, you'll like the next one. If you like this one, then good job, and I'll see you in the next one.